In this video, I will show you how to create a beautiful environment with a simple image, and we're going to use HDRI images to create a beautiful background. First, we need to get whatever you would like to have in that environment, so let's open up that file. I'm going to work with the file we use for normal map. I also want to take a look carefully at the pose that we have and see if that particular pose is appropriate for the environment that I will import and create, the environment that I will import. And I just want to make sure that the particular pose that I have would actually look good with this pose. And if it doesn't, then I would go back to library avatar and I would look for a pose that would be more appropriate. Obviously, you can also import some kind of a pose that you like and create the best possible look. So let's try a more natural pose. So I just want my girl to sit naturally in the environment that I will choose. I am happy with this particular pose. And now the next step is to go to render and open up the render window. Click on render and click there so you can start the interactive render. So now we have the image here. The next step is to actually bring an HDRI image. There are plenty of websites that offer HDRI images. Those are high quality images that really need to be shot from various angles. So it's not something that you can just screenshot from the website, but from the internet or one of yours. It really needs to be something that is particularly meant to be for an HDRI image. I went to HDRI Haven and I downloaded this particular environment. It's called Venice Sunrise, and it's done by Greg Zal. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. I would like to create some kind of a touristy environment where my avatar is just where my girl is just enjoying, and maybe she's on beautiful vacation. We have all of these different sizes of the files that you can download. About 2K is perfectly fine for a CLO file. Anything larger than that will really strain your computer and it will take a lot more power, a lot more memory. Let's go back to CLO. Now we need to bring the environment. Make sure you're saving the image that you downloaded and you move it to CLO assets and look for the HDRI folder. So now we need to bring in this image. In order to bring the image, we need to go to light properties, left click on that, and then open the property editor. So under dome light, you're going to see environment map. Here right now, there is a default environment map. We want to bring the image that we downloaded. So just left click on the 4 little squares and go into your assets. So you can see here that this is under CLO, assets, render, HDRI folder. So I already saved my Venice Sunrise environment here. So I'm just going to left click on that and then I can see that this is the image that I want. You can see here by default that there are a few other images. I would suggest that you bring a variety of images, choose all kinds of things that you like and you can utilize later. Again, I want the Venice environment, so I'm going to choose on that, click open, and that will bring it in here. Now, if you want to see the background image, you need to come to the property editor and click on show. Make sure this little square here has a check on it, and then you will see the render start appearing. Most probably the background will be really, really large. You can see that I cannot see the overall image. I can only see the tiles here. So I know that the scale is really off. So we need to scale the background to the image that we have. For that, we need to actually go to camera properties, which is this little icon here. Left click on that, and then you can come to field of view, which is right here. It is currently at 15, so grab the slider and start increasing it. So you will see that the image will start showing up. And you can see that the background is now getting more into the perspective that we want, but the avatar is getting really small. Just come to the 3D window and resize the avatar. I am rolling my middle button and that will give me the option to scale the avatar to the angle that I want, scale that I want, and I can also rotate my avatar and get the perfect angle that I want this to be at. Keep playing with the background or keep resizing the avatar or changing the angles until you're perfectly happy with the angle that you like and it fits perfectly in the environment that you want to feature. Now notice that as you're moving or rotating the avatar, the background is also moving. So if you want to lock in a particular angle of the background, so let's say this is your ideal location of the avatar, and you want to make sure that this is locked and you're just rotating the avatar, come to Light Properties and then Lock to Camera. Make sure there's a check there. And now after this renders, you can rotate the avatar and you will see that the avatar is the only thing that is rotating. The background is staying exactly the same. Now what's really interesting here is that you can go to the next level and actually click on this physical camera. It's only for the render window, and you can treat this as your own custom photo shoot. This will give you the opportunity to change the exposure, the ISO, the f number, the shutter speed, the white balance, anything you would do with an actual physical camera. And that's amazing. If you want a more sunny or more cloudy day, you can change the properties here. You can change the white balance. I mean, anything that you would like, you can do here. There's even some effects. There's vertical tilt, horizontal tilt, and you can play with these and see how that will change your look and what you would like to do. So this is absolutely customizable, and that's pretty amazing. Another thing that you can still do is you can still come to the field of view and you can change that. And let's say if you wanted to take another shot where you have more of a close-up, and let's say that I just want more of her face and I want to capture the background, but I want more details of her sweater or of her t-shirt, for example, then I can absolutely do that and have the background locked. And obviously you can go back and you can unlock the environment and you can create any angle you want and truly have, again, your own custom photo shoot. Now I've noticed that my image is a bit dark. I'd like to change the light. And here under Light Properties, under Dome Light, I'm going to go to Light Intensity and I'm going to up that a little bit and just see if that will give me more light overall in the whole scene. And that's exactly what's happening. It's still rendering, but I see that everything is much lighter. So this is more of a sunset. I would like to have more light coming in her face especially. Also I want to see more of my texture, and I could also change the light angle and choose a different location. So now she's really actually overexposed, so I'm gonna change that a bit too. Okay, so that looks good to me. Now if you want to change the focus of your picture, make sure that you're under Camera Properties, then come to the Property Editor and click on Depth of Field. And here also check Focus by left click. Now you have a little gizmo, a little check in your hand. So if you click on the face, for example, the face will become clear and everything else will be blurry. And if you click on anything else in the background, then that will become clear and everything else will become blurry. And when you're happy with the angle, the lighting, everything else that you edited, make sure that you finish the render and then save your file as you like it. And you can change the angles and create different poses with different angles with the background and then create that as separate files. If you learned something new, please subscribe to Bobbin Talk and feel free to ask any questions, leave comments, anything you'd like to ask. I'm happy to answer your questions, and I hope to see you next time.